What's up, muscle car people? I'm David, this is Bring Muscle Cars, and this piece of crap Miata is faster than you. This is my 2003 Mazda Miata. It's prepped right now for CSP, autocross class, kind of prepped for CSP. It's a little under prepped, a little over prepped in some places, but that doesn't matter. I bought this car 3 years ago for $1,800 from some dude who had it behind a body shop. Had a leaky top and almost 200,000 miles on it. I dailed it for a year, started autocrossing, and then got the bug and started cutting it up. And here it is today.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to go over some of the main modifications to this car and what makes it different from a normal Mazda Miata. So, first things come to the interior here. Track Dog Racing, aluminum seats here, passenger and driver.
How much weight savings is that you suspect?
The seats themselves with the mounting bracketry probably weigh about 16 to 18 pounds a piece, so they're very light. I'm not sure what the weight savings is. I do know that this car with half tank of gas in it weighs 2,180 pounds. This was scaled a couple weeks ago at Bristol. So I'm a pretty tall guy, and I like to track this car, which means I need to pass something called the broomstick test. And what that is they take a broomstick and they lay it across your roll bar and the top of your windshield. And if you don't have clearance between your helmet and that broomstick, they don't let you drive for obvious safety reasons. So one of the things I had to do is I actually cut the floor out of this car and welded in what's called a drop pan they make for spec Miatas, and it lowers the whole floor about 1.5 inches, and then the seat is bolted straight to that floor.
See, you passed our broomstick test.
So when I sit in the car, I'm almost cartoonishly low in this thing. So even with my helmet on, there's plenty of clearance.
Get a side profile. There you go.
Yeah. In the interior, we have an MPI steering wheel, a Miata Roadster, angled plus 4-inch short throw shifter. The dash is from a 1990 Miata with no airbag. Glove box deleted, all the radio stuff's deleted, zip ties hanging out here. It's all powered by a Megasport 3 Pro ECU, which I have tuned myself with this beautiful HP laptop. Go ahead and pop the hood here. So under the hood we have a stock, unopened 1.8 VVT motor. It's the original motor in the car, and it has 216,000 miles on it right now. All that we have done to it is a catback exhaust from MBS Solutions. It's a spec Miata exhaust, a center exit. We'll get some cool shots of that then. The intake is eBay intercooler piping that I routed down to the front bumper to get cold air on the track. I noticed it was heat soaking, so I had just opened in the engine bay. Obviously mass deleted because it's running on Megasport now. The kept power steering, AC is deleted.
The upgraded radiator?
Big old eBay radiator on here. Works great. We have the proper ducting. Even though I don't have the controversial coolant reroute in the Miatas, I have no issues cooling this car on track. In fact, at Dominion on 96-degree day, going down the back straight, the temps were actually dropping.
You know it's working then.
Yep. The car rides on Super Miata Zeta race coilovers. 1,000-pound front springs and 500-pound rear springs. I'm blown away by how good these coilovers do. It's just like truly top-tier suspension you can buy for a Miata.
Big front sway bar up there.
Huge front sway bar. It's the Racing Beat 1.25-inch bar, set to the softest setting. I'm really liking it there. I've played around with it a lot, and I've decided I like it where it's at now. We've got some DIY front downforce here. This is a sheet of, 7/16 plywood from Home Depot, and some garden edging here to act as an air dam. The whole thing is held together with metal strapping. It's decently strong. I can stand on it, no problem. And you can absolutely 100% feel a difference with this on and off. Even on autocross speeds, it's a big difference. So if you look at the brakes here up front, we have the new Super Miata box mount Willwood caliper, big brake jobby. So it uses Willwood Dynalite calipers. I'm running G-Lock R8 pads in the, or I'm sorry, R10 pads in the front and R8 pads in the rear. They're more of a track pad, so definitely at autocross, that first stop on your first run definitely doesn't bite that good. But after that, they're amazing. Probably a little too much brake for the car. For the track, I run a set of 949 Racing 6 ULs with 245 Hankook RS4s. And then for autocross, I have, in the rears, I have 949 Racing 6 ULs and 15x10 with a 275 Hoosier A7. The front are Koenig decograms, also with a 275 A7 on them. Works great, car has tons of grip, it's cartoonish.
Do you prefer to have a certain type of wheel in the front versus the rear?
I normally, because I'm pretty cheap, I like to buy takeoffs for this car because Hoosiers get really expensive, and I tend to run whatever is my nicer sticker set of Hoosiers goes on the rear, just to give that little extra confidence that the rear is going to grip up. I guess you could also say in theory that the lighter wheel goes in the back, helps spin up a little bit more, you know, because when you have a 140 horsepower, you got to use all of it. DIY rear spoiler here. It's loosely based off the Blackbird Fabworks one. I added a big gurney flap to it. I don't know if that helps, but it's cool. Bumper cut for aero, and you can see the center exit Spec Miata exhaust there. My fitment is done by Timmy the Stanscott, and it's actually one of the cooler parts of this car, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the way like a lot of the other CSP cars look, where they just hack the fender apart and, you know, rivet some eBay fender flares on there. So what we did is we took some steel spacers about 1.5 inches long and pulled the whole front fender out and bolted off that steel spacer in between it. Then cut the back of the fender in line with the center of the wheel, kicked it in, pulled it out, and made some Z brackets, riveted it in place to push the fender out. With this setup, I could easily run a 15x12 in the front without issue. It also allows for a lot of adjustability. The rears, we were able to make the 15x10s fit just an aggressive roll. Right now we have the stock wheels on there for transport, and I don't want to tear the Hoosiers up on the street. Yeah.
Okay, just wrap it up.
Anyway, guys, I hope you like the walk around of my 2003 Mazda Miata. And remember, if you have a fast car, you better bring it.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to link a couple videos. Well, I'm going to link a video on this side right here, right under the S550 that you probably will like. And I'm going to link a playlist for something similar to what you just watched right here. Please click one of those. Click that subscribe button because we need as many subscribers as possible to keep bringing you this awesome content. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more action.